All right, so let's just start reviewing. Um, let's just start reviewing the market. Start with the YM. Uh, Start with the YM. We'll do right over here around 8:30. Make it bigger so y'all can see it. All right. So what do we notice here? This is high volume. From high volume, you have this rally, pull back where right to that support area. Increasing volume on the up brick, and it goes. Now what I'm doing here is looking for accumulation distribution. That's it. So not really looking for markup, but if you're a pullback trader, and you see a rally and it's after all of this, one of the things you might want to do is examine the pullback after the rally from a low that's already driven down, like it has a spring or something like that. Anyway, so it goes up, up, up. Here you have some selling, and this is pretty substantial right here. There is selling right there. So that's your initial distribution. Then it rallies up, and I'm not a fan when it rallies. If there's an upthrust, fine, but when there's a rally, I'm not going to consider the short, because to me that seems like this failed, because it just rallied against, it broke out against, it made a slightly higher high. But sometimes, as with the case here, the selling pressure comes in. And now here's the interesting part. It goes to the support level, and instead of springing and continuing higher, it rallies lower. So now it's, what's going on here? Is this a downtrend? Is this to test the breakout here? And you see volume come in and it goes all the way up. So what this initially seems to me is that there is reaccumulation buying here. That there's reaccumulation buying here. And you can see after the pullbacks, you have that volume, but they're unable to take out the high. And there's reasons for this. One of the reasons is that it became a dull market. Right? A dull market. So it's very important to note that you must know when the market becomes dull, or maybe it's exhausted or whatever. It becomes dull, meaning that the price volume isn't moving fast. It's very dull. So that's what happened here. So we have a distribution top here. This was selling. The selling had followed through, breakout, breakout. This reaccumulation wasn't reaccumulation. And oh shit, it just tested. Crap. Damn it. Hold on, guys. Yeah, this area, this level here is a test. That's why it has those arrows. And there's a lot of buying occurring. Now, is that to test this breakdown? I don't know, but that's where you would expect the market to rally, and it is. So that's a very bullish sign. Anyway, not getting into that. Over here, the problem is there was some selling. The selling is for what purpose? Is it to turn trend, or is it to reaccumulate and do a stop run? They did a stop run here. As you see, the volume increased. Not that much, but it was right there that was pretty high. But it just didn't pick up. And This looked like reaccumulation that didn't work. I'm assuming that it didn't work because the market was quite dull and exhausted. It's moving quite slow. And here you have selling. And this is very heavy volume. Right there. Selling, and this is buying. So buying is meeting selling. That is typically quite bullish because this is selling, then it's retest, and heavy buying. I don't know. It looks like it's bullish. All right, moving on to the next one. We just start right here. It's around 7 o'clock in the morning. All right, so it hit climax. It climaxed, and this was probably this trend here. Trend, puke. Buying came in. We've gotten the pullback here. It rallied from there. So that means that the stop is here. So at least, you don't really lose money. You could take a partial off, but you don't lose money because it rallied. And you got, the entry and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then this is break even. So and I know why, because they're doing the shakeout and creating the wick of the higher time frame. That wick, it's all one wick below the low. It's like a shakeout or a spring against this area of initial buying. And you know that once they do that, there's again, you have heavy selling, climactic selling met by professional buying. Panic selling meeting professional buying. That's what this is. Panic selling, or probably stop running, meaning meeting professional buying. Entry. And more buying and more buying. So now I'm looking for where distribution tops that worked and the ones that didn't work. Okay, so this is a good one. Actually kind of worked though, but so there's some selling pressure here. The test is right there. That's the left-hand side, so that's where the right-hand side test goes down, comes back up. Right here is some type of climactic action, followed by selling, followed by more selling, followed by all this clumsiness. And then finally it breaks. So this is, it's a little choppy, so I don't like it. I don't like the way it moved. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell. All I know is that this is where the trend started. Like for me, I know it's back here, but it's too unclean, too choppy to really read. Like you could say it's back here, right there. There's your selling pressure. There's your more selling pressure. That was a climax. All these down rallies and breakout, down rally, breakout. This rally was basically an up thrust. Test, run stops above these highs, and then the downtrend began in earnest. This is getting interesting right here. Anyway, I don't really see it it's just not clean enough. But you see the distribution, and I know it's a little bit hard, but right here is your selling pressure. The left hand side has a perfect test of the right hand side. See right here and here, with this climax in the middle. I don't see a volume off the top that's clear. So I mean, this is like that typical head and shoulder type of thing, right? Usually when the base is that wide, there's a big move down. I don't think this we've seen the end of it. So look out below. All right. This is unclear, very choppy action, unable to really see. The only place where you can see it's clear accumulation is right here. Now, so this is what I'm going to use. All right. This is a climax, panic selling, meeting, professional buying. This is panic selling. This is the biggest volume in 49 waves. So this is good. You have panic selling. You got good volume here. This is the bar that broke the trend. What time is this? 8 o'clock. I wonder, good timing. Panic selling, professional buying. And it goes here, panic selling also meeting some professional buying. And you get something. Here, your professional selling, which leads to the move down. And we tell the rest. Anyway. Want to see some more panic selling. All right, let's move to the next one. For gold, so over here, you had some type of climactic action, but that climactic action pulled back. Now notice that when you have that selling, it can be for many reasons. Like I said before, it could be a reaccumulation, it could be a stop run, or a spraying up thrust, or it could be to induce short covering. This case was that of reaccumulation. So see how they held in this range, and then finally broke out. So this is one case of reaccumulation, where the selling, the climax, does not terminate the trend, but instead it brings it down to a support level where reaccumulation occurs. That's why you have to be really careful. The first thing is high volume doesn't necessarily have to be a climax. It could be a breakout. That's the first thing. Second thing is a change in behavior or sign of weakness can actually be for the purposes of a stop run or reaccumulation to go higher. In this case here, first of all, this case here, it's for the purpose of reaccumulation. This case here, it's different. Because it took out the low and the volume increased bigger than the last 3 bricks, this is a successful spring which ran the stops below this low. That's successful spring. So though the volume is very high, you have the biggest volume in 49 waves, the purpose of that selling was to reaccumulate stops, in order to take the market higher, as you see here. Right, now we see all this. Okay, so I'm done with this. Don't really see climactic action up here. Just a trend change. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this is copper. What happened? It went down. It was in a test position, was testing something, probably pullback or whatever. And you have the buying coming right there. The buying came in, and there's a heavy pressure in the background. So I think this I would like to see. Because there's pressure in the background, but here's the thing. It goes up, you have confirmation higher high, and you're all clear. Here it climaxed. Here went sideways. Here it went right back to the bottom. You had a minor upthrust right there. And again, like, you want to see the volume action. So you see that as it broke out on 9, it reversed on 22. Obviously, this is like a breakout in reverse. So that's why I went all the way down to support. And heavy selling pressure here, takes it down. Now it's getting very interesting, folks. Really, really interesting. Really interesting because there's buying here. There's buying here, and this someone bought this and they sprung it, you see, and it's successful spring. So right there is your spring, successful spring. Why? 20 is bigger than the entire wave down, like all the numbers. So they sprung this low to take the stops, took the stop. This is a successful stop run. And it has some buying pressure, and here it has very heavy buying pressure. So whoever's buying bought right there, right? So I'm still not 100% sure because they might base out and then break out. I don't know, but I'll know soon enough. It sucks. It just needs to take out this high. I don't know which session is going to take it out, but there's some buying here for sure. There's some buying here, and if this break will break this rally, it will confirm the buying, and it will confirm that the spring is successful and all that. And so I really like this. But here is the initial breakout that broke the back of the downtrend right there. This bar here is a backbreaker, which is the breakout that breaks the trend, and that one broke the trend. All right, it leads to buying, but there's no follow through confirmation, so right. Successful spring. That was successful in running stops right there. Has to get above this high. Anyway. All right, this is looking really appealing to me. So, yeah. All right, so I show you how I'm going to analyze this. It's at a level, testing what level. I mean, broke here. First of all, I'm not looking for a big bounce. Why? Because these guys, they sold us the you know what out of crude. You see this brick? It's the biggest in 100 bars. That's not normal behavior on a pullback. Pullback should have less volume, less pressure. But this is making some type of top. Or I don't know, or probably going to break down. I don't know. So someone's selling something here, all right? So now in the lower time frame, I'm going to take it back up. So long it up. Anyway, but I have to see if I get this. All right, so the market is going down. This was selling and initiated the downtrend, but I think it puked over here. Why I say that is this red is 10, 12, 11, 16, and then 36. So it's bigger than 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I don't count this, it's bigger than 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, because here, so that's good. So there is size, meaning this above average down volume, big, and its high got taken out. See this? We got taken out. Yeah. And here we have some buying off the bottom. It's not that much. I like it to be much more, but there's something going on here. And pull back on low volume. It's also a very good sign when you have 36 and the first pullback has only 3. So that means that supply is gone. And now volume picks up. So I'm not sure, is this short covering? I don't know. But I think it's ready for bounce. Why? Because on a higher time frame, a high brick size, it goes to the support level right there. Right? So from this, we should get some type of bounce. This is the danger zone. Like right there, I don't know. This is a lot of sun pressure, but a bounce up to that area is definitely possible. And the market does look exhausted. So anyway, you got a big wave, you got volume, you have some ending action, ending and a beginning of a possible uptrend or counter trend or whatever. So that's it. So I've gone through the markets. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.